Hello, this is the Tradesight U.S. Stocks and Futures Market Preview and Forex Market Preview, although we won't have much to say about that for the rest of the week, beginning Thursday the 12th and Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th, keep that in mind, of November 2020. Wednesday was a bank holiday, Veterans Day here in the U.S., so we didn't have Forex calls. It was kind of a choppy, boring mess there. The stock market wasn't much better. So we'll just look at what's left for the week here and wrap things up. Hopefully more excitement than what we saw obviously on Wednesday. Even Tuesday afternoon was pretty late, so maybe we still have a chance for something here. Here's a look at the ES front month futures contract. This is the daily chart of the broad market and futures form. You know, it's a nice pattern. Obviously a big spike on Monday and came back down. So the 3,600 level is the key level still, even though we got above it on Monday for a bit. That's not really a close above that, so we'll watch what happens from there on. Let's go through the major daily charts. Crude oil up, currently up 11 cents at 41.56. Gold down up $1.70, but still sitting where it was for months at this point in time. The S&P cash gains 27.13. Again, watch that 3,600 area. New breakout to new highs in the markets could be interesting. The Nasdaq 100 up 268 points. Again, there's 12,500. It's interesting because the Nasdaq now is, we got to measure this like the old Dow days, right? Dow used to be a 12,000 point index with 30 stocks. Nasdaq is a 12,000 point index with 100 stocks, right? So it's kind of a different story, but we'll have to start probably analyzing it differently. And we're saving some of that analysis that we've built for Tradesight 4.0 that's launching soon. SOX up 88 points, no big deal here. The biotech's up 51 points, no big deal here. The Russell 2000 down literally flat. I mean, down 7 cents. It doesn't even matter. The VIX down $1.35, keeps dropping. Trend closes at 1.67. That puts the 10-day moving average 1.68 at 0.93. Remember, I told you there were some big numbers dropping off, but when you get a bigger number, that brings the moving average up. And so when I count backwards on the dots here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, we've actually dropped off those days, and so now there's some lower numbers. I don't think we're going to get a trend down to 0.85, the 10-day moving average. Nasdaq volume 3.8 billion, obviously down from the last week. That's because of the holiday. Advanced decline ratio on the Nasdaq was plus 448. So it's a very positive number again. On the New York, plus 52. So just a few more stocks up than down. Google gains $9.51, still holding out near the all-time highs that it made the other day. Apple up $3.52, still looks pretty good. Netflix up $10.52. Amazon up 102.37. Tesla gains $6.77. Facebook up $4.05. Still, these stocks are all just sitting where they've been for 3 to 6 months. Goldman Sachs up 58 cents. It is at the high end of the range, but again, still in that 6-month range. TLT, the 20-year bond ETF, up 56 cents. Look at that, not much there. And the Dow was down 23 finally. Nobody watches the Dow, but it is at, been near highs. All right, let's look at the intra-day action, 5-minute candles on the ES. So again, you can look at here and you can go, okay, well, Monday was we gapped up and we kind of sold off a bit. Tuesday we gapped down a little bit and we're dead flat, especially in the afternoon. It was horrible. Wednesday, because of the holiday, we gapped up small, but just mostly a flat day with look how small these candles are compared to the normal candles. That's your holiday in action. NASDAQ side, not much different. Gapped up on, actually didn't gap up much on Monday. Went higher, came back, closed slightly negative. Tuesday gapped down and then dead flat, and then Wednesday really the small candles. Again, the holiday is what is controlling that. In terms of the Forex side, I don't see much. And then I just wanted to touch on some of the economic data that's still left this week here in the U.S. at least. CPI and the initial and continuing jobless claims number is an hour before the bell on Thursday. That's a big number. Crude oil inventories at 11. By the way, we're half size on our Forex calls ahead of the CPI. 30-year bond auction at 1. Fed budget balance at 2. And then on Friday, just the PPI an hour before the bell, and preliminary University of Michigan sentiment numbers at 10, natty gas at 10:30. So it's kind of a limited remaining part of the week, but hopefully will be more interesting than what we just saw because we're not on holiday anymore. I do think, let's see, looking at the calendar ahead, we do, separate from the actual economic data, we have a full week next week. We have a short week, one of my favorite weeks of the year, by the way, after that for Thanksgiving. So your Monday and Tuesday. Typically, you would say Wednesday which is a full day, but people start to leave for Thanksgiving. Now, I don't know how much traveling there's going to be in the middle of a COVID world. But still, people start to break out because they know Thursday they're off, Friday's a half day on the 27th, and nobody shows up for that day that's a real trader. So, that's a short week for us. So we will be looking at everything between here and there. Charts, as usual, brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple weeks. Have a great trading week.